Dr. Judy Kurianski.
Oh my goodness, here's my hat.
Please be sure to join Dr. Judy in her workshop.
Global tolerance and peace work that she's done. By training, she's a licensed, internationally recognized psychotherapist who has taken her experience. Dr. Judy Kurianski, if you were in the session earlier this morning, received the award from Friends of the United Nations for a lifetime achievement of global tolerance and peace work that she's done. By training, she's a licensed, internationally recognized psychotherapist who has taken her experience and her background and applied it to working with NGOs, and has created a program here at the United Nations that she represents the International Association of Applied Psychology through ECOSOC and the Department of Public Information. And she's created a mental health program here that deals with disaster, conflict and trauma, and really using psychotherapy in peace and trying to achieve peace. And now, today she'll talk about how that applies to the Millennium Development Goals. She's also a award-winning and recognized journalist, musician, and you'll often find her on television on CNN or Headline News or CNBC talking about the latest, a lot of times with scandal, but that's the fun side of Dr. Judy. And so I'm sure you'll learn a lot from her today. The award that she received from Friends of the United Nations this morning was the Wear My Hat Award for Tolerance and Global Peace, and the Wear My Hat campaign.
Here's the hat. You all see the hat, right?
Here's the hat. The Wear My Hat campaign is really designed to show other people that we can all wear each other's hats, and by doing so we can understand our differences and embrace our diversity and hopefully understand each other and try to avoid the conflict that we see in the world today to get to a more productive and cooperative place so that we can solve our problems together in a more peaceful way. Yes, and in fact, this hat and Dr. Judy, along with Mad Chill TV, will take the Wear My Hat campaign to Mercedes-Benz Fashion Week at Lincoln Center in February, where they'll actually work with celebrities and newsmakers in actually showing how wearing a different hat in the world can bring about cooperation and peace, and it could be chic again. So that's what Dr. Judy will be doing in February. I don't think she'll wear the hat the whole time during her presentation today, but you're also welcome to come up and wear the hat, and we'll take a picture of you if you'd like. Najib Kassam also received the United Nations, Friends of the United Nations Wear My Hat Award this morning for his inspiring and aspiring work, even as a young person, in trying to achieve global peace and bring about tolerance in the world. And he has two NGOs that he's worked on and created. One is called End Poverty Now, and the other one is called Networks for Change. And he'll tell you about his work in his presentation as well. So with that, I'd like to introduce Dr. Judy Kurianski.
Thank you. Great. Well, there were really three themes that I heard Joy mention. One has to do with friendships. We are part of the UN, Friends of the UN, and the Youth Friends of the UN that is being launched, and you can all be part of that. We invite you to join in that effort, to be part of the Youth Friends of the UN that's launching, and part of that would be the Tolerance Campaign. Friendship is evident here at the Youth Assembly because Patrick, who has organized this, of course, runs the Friendship Ambassadors Foundation. So that's another issue of friendship. We can extend, let's all make an extension of friendship by turning to the person next to you, cross your arms, and just do a unity sign like this in terms of creating, here we are, all being friends. So look at the other person next to you. Hi, friends. Hi, friends. Hi, friends. issues, and one of them has to do, in fact, with tolerance. We can't achieve all of those if we don't have tolerance. We need to all be in this together, and so it's a cross-cultural issue that has to happen, and that's what goes on here at the UN, and what the projects that Joy was talking about have to do with. That's what the Wear My Hat campaign is about, too. So let's pass the Wear My Hat, Wear My Hat, see what it feels like. We can, like, send it around the room and see what it feels like. So it's like walking a mile in the other person's shoes, right? And then peacefulness. We all need to achieve peace, and through that, appreciating other people and accomplishing human rights. So all these are underlying the MDGs that we talked about, and that I'm going to talk about in my presentation. Achieving a sense of peace within the world and peace inside. I'm a clinical psychologist and I teach at Columbia, and so it is so important for us to feel peace, inner peace, in order to feel peace with
there is to do in the hours of the day. But I'm working on a couple of really cool projects. The first and foremost kind of is the NGO that I'm the executive director of, called Networks for Change. It builds infrastructure for nonprofit organizations. So online infrastructure, project management software. The idea is we're going to bring together the NGO community online at an organizational level and push the important value of collaboration. And that's one of the, sorry, go ahead.
No, that's great. I was just going to say for our viewers, if they want to find out more about your projects or find you online, where they go.
Well, networksforchange.org is a great place to start. And I work, a lot of my other work centers around this campaign. I'm the director, and it's highonlife.ca, really simple. Now, High on Life is really cool because it's a youth social activism. It is an opportunity to engage young people in making social change and making a difference, but in like a non-political and non-partisan kind of way.
Okay.
So it appeals to everybody. So it started out with the book that I published this summer, last summer I guess now, called High on Life, Stories of Hope, Change, and Leadership, which was 17 stories from young, incredibly inspired leaders from around the world, all who were engaging in social change, who shared the wisdom of their stories with us, the readers. And we were really honored to have the former Canadian Prime Minister, Sam, forward, and incredible endorsements from around the world.
Great.
And the book, 100% of the proceeds from the book do go to a nonprofit organization.
Wow, that's awesome. We'd like to travel around and get the stories.
Good. It was awesome. It was overwhelming. We were really lucky to save costs. We use a lot of technologies, the internet, the phone, emails, these kinds of things to do a lot of interviews. But more than just the book, the High on Life has kind of blossomed into a campaign, like I said. So one of the huge initiatives is this documentary that's coming out in June called Conversations for Change, interviewing some of the most incredible, dynamic young Canadian social change makers in the world. Now you say, why does an American or a global audience care about Canadian social change makers? Well, one, I'm incredibly proudly Canadian, and so it's an honor to be representing my country through making this documentary. But more importantly, the lessons that are taught, the wisdom that is shared, and in answering the question, why do these people make change, is something that touches the hearts and souls of everybody around the world. So whether you're in Lesotho, or you're in Côte d'Ivoire, or you're in Peru, something about these change makers, what gets them going, is going to find source in any young person. So, and the great thing is the documentary is being distributed online for free at conversationsforchange.ca.
Right.
And so it's a great opportunity to share in our wisdom of the world.
Well, thanks for chatting with us today. You're definitely an inspiration for you and today's readers.
Oh, thanks. It's a big honor. Thank you.
Today with a award recipient, Dr. Judy. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. I'm very excited to be getting this award. This is the fulfillment of an 8-year-old's dream. When I was little, you know how people always say, what do you want to be when you grow up? I'm sure everybody's had that question. What did you answer?
I think I wanted to be a veterinarian.
Okay, well, so I said to, my mother reminds me, you said, Judy, that you wanted to do something for world peace. You were only 8 years old when you said that. You didn't say, I want to be a doctor, a lawyer, a teacher, a nurse. So this is really a fulfillment of that dream. It took me a long road to go there, but since we're at the Youth Assembly and with the Youth Friends of the UN, I'm thinking to myself, these young people have such a great opportunity to already have their dreams fulfilled, to make a difference in the world, and to do something for world peace. It took me a little bit longer than they have, but that's why I'm excited about being here.
You've been educating young people for quite some time now about a lot of issues, sexual issues, and
relationship issues, yes.
issues.
And people often say to me, well, you know, you've been on the radio talking to kids about their relationships and how to really, you know, get over their stress and their upset, and my boyfriend did this and their girlfriend did that. And I say, you know what? It is so similar. Personal issues are similar to world issues. If I can communicate with you and we can have a better friendship,
then countries can communicate, and people from different cultures can communicate, and that's why I'm so caring about having the being a spokesperson and ambassador for the Wear My Hat campaign for the Friends of the UN. And so it is really about tolerance and about understanding other people. We can all wear different hats. You see this hat has all these different cultures on it. So I'm of all cultures, but you can have a different one hat. And it's kind of like the principle of the walk a mile in the other person's shoes, which is you really put on their shoes and you see how they feel. You put on their hat and wow, what does it feel like to be that person? And that's the essence of tolerance and the Friends of the UN and the Youth Friends of the UN and what's happening here in the Assembly. And we are actually going to go to Fashion Week.
Yes, we heard you were going to be there with us.
Yes, with Mad Show TV.
And now tell us what you're going to be doing with us.
I'd like to wear this hat.
This is very exciting, very exciting. So tell us a little bit about
you
your
know
role.
what? This is very interesting because this is like a cat, right?
It is.
Okay, so people have often said, Dr. Judy, you're like a cat with 9 lives because I wear 9 hats. I've got the UN hat, the teaching hat, you know, so Mad Show TV is really, you know.
So now you're going to be up there conducting interviews, or?
Yeah, well, we are going to go to Fashion Week and we are going to be encouraging people to express their feelings about what tolerance means to them and what diversity means to them. Now, you know, fashion is universal. And so there are so many influences. There are fashion designers who go to other countries to get inspired by all the different designs. And so it is so appropriate to think of Fashion Week and Wear My Hat and tolerance as a united, like how this
I think
all
you should
fits
wear your
together.
hat to Fashion Week. I think that would be the statement right there.
I am going to. I'm going to wear this hat or another one. We have others.
Right.
And I'm going to encourage other people to do 2 things. One is to either put this hat on, their hairdo allows, and the other is to express what they feel about tolerance and diversity and what their costuming even means, what Fashion Week means in terms of diversity, and also what this concept of diversity means to them. So that's what
This is
I'm
all
going to do.
very,
And
very
the point,
exciting.
yes, it is. And the point that I want to make is that tolerance and diversity is chic, as is fashion.
From Dr. Judy herself, tolerance is chic. We'll see you live from Fashion Week coming soon.